Hello everyone, this is Mr. Marr with the Foundation final tutorial for the Arranger edition. So the way you're going to want to do this is you follow the spreadsheet that's attached to the assignment. This is kind of just like a checklist to make sure that you have all the things you need for the final beat. I'm not going to do like a full-on demonstration of how to do this, because in this you're going to be applying the skills that you've learned, but I just want to go through it real quick so we have an idea. So for the Arranger final, you're mostly going to be using your loop library, and the focus is on adding loops and using the arranging techniques that we've learned, making sure that you can layer correctly, that you can set your key and scale correctly, use the right types of loops, set your tempo, and also mix. That's the main focus. So start by getting your loops ready. There's a drop down for each of the 3 loop types you should have. So drums, chords, melody, and vocals. You can add them in any order, so just make sure you first look for whichever one you like. I like to start with chords. Some people start with drums. Some people start with melodies. As long as you have all 3 included, you're good. Once it's added, you're going to click the checkbox and click Added, just so you can keep track. I'm also going to be collecting this, so if it's not complete, you will get points taken off. Make sure you're checking off to double check your work. So after each loop type is added, you're going to click Added. For the key and scale section, you're going to want to record what you have for your key and scale. So the key is down here at the bottom. You're going to see where the check mark is. Once you've added a loop, it should set your key and not your scale. So it'll set your key. The check mark will be next to your key. So here you would type the key for your project. So could be, let's say, E flat major. The next step is to write the scale, which is also at the end of your key, but you do also want to make sure that you're setting your scale in the loop library. So after you set your scale correctly in the loop library, record which scale you're going to be using. Last couple pieces, we've got the tempo. So what you need to do for the tempo in this is to set it to a non-default tempo. So if I pull this up, click the tempo right here, the default tempo is 120, so you just want to change that to anything except for 120. If you add your audio loops first and it asks to adjust your audio after you change the tempo, you do want to do that. So then you would type your tempo here. Next, we have editing techniques. There's a few that we learned, including reverse and transpose. If you add a loop, there's also a few other things on the edit. You can voice transform, some things like that. So here you would just type the name of the track that was edited, and then record if it was an audio or a Midi loop. You could also add Midi loops from Soundtrap and adjust the pattern in the piano roll. So I'm going to give just a quick demonstration of that, because I haven't fully connected that idea. We did this a little bit in Activity 2 with the drum loop, but I haven't shown how you can do it with Soundtrap. So I'm going to try doing a Midi drum loop. I'm going to search for drums and Midi. So I can add this beat, and just like we did with Activity 2, you can open it up and make your edits. I could even add some new notes, maybe add like a hi-hat pattern or something. Just click around a little bit, add some notes. You could also make some edits on the piano roll too. So here you can do some copying and pasting techniques. So if I just zoom in a little bit, this is stuff you would have learned in the in Activity 6 a little bit, but also Activity 2 when we made the edits. I could even move some of these around a little bit if I want to. And now I've got kind of an edited Midi pattern. And that's cool. It adds some interesting stuff to it. You can also edit chords. You might not always want to, but you can move things around. That might mess with your key though, so it's probably not a great idea to do that actually. At some point, if we add scale guides, you'll be able to do that too, just so you can match things to the same key. But just point being, you can edit MIDI. So make sure that for your final, that you have either an audio track that's edited using reverse or transpose, or you edit a MIDI file using the MIDI editing techniques that we learned. So for the mixing techniques, you need to make sure that you have all 4 track types. So background drums, you might add like some percussion or something like that. I think I'm actually going to have it so if you don't do the background drums, that's fine, because mostly for the layering technique, we've just been working on foreground drums, melody, and background vocals or chords. Background melodies, I should say. So just making sure that you have foreground sounds and background sounds and that they're blended evenly. And that would be your arranger final. So, I'm hoping to see a different version of this from everybody. I'm hoping that no one uses the same loop combinations. I would also suggest that you don't just stay up at the top and do those chords or those loops with A in the title. Scroll down, try to pick some different things, because there's actually a lot in Soundtrap that you can use. So that is the tutorial for the arranger final, and I'll see you next time.